Okay, here we are today. A little bit of video. Is it a way of letting you guys know that now this here quick demonstration of this type of radius here, and it would kind of I don't know if it gets to the like this is the closest out anyway. Now once I get this radius quickly signed. Then when I get this type of triangle, very important in terms of from Paris here, from Paris to USA, and then you would get a no here. Now, many years ago, that when we came here as a family, should I have known of this type of no? And the answer would be absolutely no. Meaning that this type of F here that we are dealing with, should I say F9? No, F that we're dealing with, which is a kind of a owned that kind of seeks the child, I consider an adult now, to know what is regrettable, and what is regrettable. I guess speaking of a French from a French point of view, their attitude is it egg. I would say yes. Foreigners, no. People, I guess me, for example, weird me, would say that am I flexible? No. It probably looks very benign, nonchalant, but it's not. Just remind yourself here, animosity also, it steps in this type of scenario. And it steps in, why? Because certain people just consider it, is it universally correct, but has it at times humans? I would say no. It only looks that way, but is it fooling? So fooling that this type of F defends the child forever. Meaning that gets past this USA, get past Paris not. In other words, is it sufficient for a no, or is it sufficient for a passage for just the mom who kind of knows she's still in the format of this here? And when you define that, you can say, just say a feat that this type of atmosphere cannot comprehend, cannot be explained by anybody to anybody, cannot be explained to friends. Just know that this type of she's just an F, and when you say that, that's mom. Your mom is just an F. It means she comes with this old, and this old does it look up? Apparently it does. And when it looks up, what does it seeks something as a something of this nature so that she can kind of deep herself into this way and then create something that is kind of this way and then create something that is this way and then create something perhaps more this way. But I suppose this type of vague that was being emphasized has overpowered. And when it does, is that a way of saying lashback? Absolutely not. It becomes something of a no, and not a wait. A no would be this here, and not this here. This actually cramps whoever that person is, always outside of the destiny of the child and this type of man that is of this father. And so it would say it seeks that part, and that part would be say kind of say never and whisk along, meaning that it comes with a no for Paris. Now, if it comes to a country of this, it would be a yes or that famous oui. Does it mean the words of betrayal? It does, but not in a way that is that figure. When it's dealing with things of these, it's mostly of a feat and nothing of a cuddle or something of a I love you, etc., etc. Just knows that it brings it. Just say it brings to an end. So it will say, well, Mom, I don't think we did not know that. But I don't think the mom knows that. That's why I always say my life is really this way. In other words, I cannot foretell. I'm not a prophet. I cannot foretell. Now, those kind of dreams and visions, a lot of times, if it relates, because the part of me in the United States seems to be something of a this matter, of which man seeks to recuperate illegally. But you still have to move on because we have, for example, from Paris, could be taking care of it and does not know so, and has a USA hatred for the exposure, and has a kind of passage to fulfill. So I would say, does it come down to that aspect of this type of situation? I would say absolutely. Can you say that is it a passage, a only, or a kind of on? I would say this type of vague would say, is it rectified? And I would say no, because of a passage. I don't know. So it would say it seeks it here, and this type of passage would say, where is that passage? And I would say a lot of times when I take planes this way, would be from from that country, Guyana, to that type of passage. Well, whether it goes through this type of Suriname, or it goes through Angleterre, or it goes through Holland, Amsterdam, or even that type of country of Ibiza, that's a passage. Did I do this passage before? Correct, but that passage could have done this part of the MOM and not this part of the MOM in terms of finishes. So when that happens, the concern is it Paris? You would say the onde, where it was kind of conclure, I guess it would finish there without actually stopping there. But it would tell this type of country, Paris, that the passage, I don't want her to franchir that passage. Why? It's very up heavenly and not earthly, or should not concern man. So when you have that inner core, which is this of man, is just this of man. When you have that fighting with the human being, or seeking those type of, it's called seeking those type of vague creation. What are they seeking? Is bring it to an end without actually knowing so. See what it says, do you consider that's basically, just take it to that grandmother who raised me, talking about that kind of white type of